When OpenAI launched its much-hyped GPT-5, it was supposed to be a massive win. Instead, it was a complete catastrophe. The internet didn't just dislike it, there was a full-scale user revolt. And this wasn't just some botched product launch, it was a moment that revealed something really deep and, frankly, a little unsettling about our growing connection to AI. So, what on earth happened?
To really get the anger, you first have to understand the attachment. For its most dedicated users, the older AI model wasn't just a tool, it was a partner. As one Reddit user put it right after losing access, it had a voice, a rhythm, and a spark they couldn't find anywhere else. For them, they didn't just lose a feature, they lost a companion.
And that sense of personal loss, it lit a firestorm. All across social media, paying customers, the platform's biggest cheerleaders, were threatening to cancel their subscriptions en masse. This wasn't just some negative feedback. This was a full-blown user revolt, and OpenAI suddenly had a major crisis on its hands.
So, how did we get to this point? To understand the outrage, you have to understand the hype. Because before the launch, OpenAI wasn't just promising a simple update. They were promising a revolution. Let's rewind the tape and look at the vision for GPT-5 that set everyone's expectations sky high.
And here is that vision, coming straight from the CEO, Sam Altman. He was painting this picture of incredible, unprecedented creative power, a tool that could turn a simple idea into a working video game or a complex piece of software almost instantly. The promise was nothing short of a quantum leap in creativity.
So, the official pitch was basically a dream list for any power user. The new model promised to be way better at coding, more accurate, and less prone to hallucinating, making stuff up. It would even have customizable personalities and a slicker, cleaner interface. On paper, it was the perfect upgrade. The reality, though, was about to be a very, very different story. Okay, Section 1, the investigation. So why were users so furious? What was the huge disconnect between what was promised and what was delivered? Well, this wasn't about one single thing. It was a perfect storm of grievances. Imagine waking up to find that 8 of your most used tools were just gone, replaced by this confusing new system that actually felt like a downgrade. Then you realize the AI's personality is totally gone, and you're hitting these crazy low message limits, even though you're a paying customer. And to top it all off, this controversy called Graphgate pops up, suggesting the company maybe wasn't being totally honest.
At the heart of everything was a personality clash. Users felt the old AI had warmth and emotional intelligence, a real creative partner with a genuine spark. And the new GPT-5? They said it gave shorter replies and just felt sycophantic. A flat, agreeable yes man. The nuance, the depth, the magic, it was just gone. Another huge source of frustration was this new model router. The idea was supposed to be simple. It would automatically choose an AI model for you. But for pro users, this loss of control felt like a massive downgrade. They started to suspect that the router was just picking weaker, cheaper models to save OpenAI money, which made the whole product feel, well, dumber. And if the performance issues weren't enough, then we had Graphgate. During the launch, OpenAI showed these performance charts that were, let's just say, deceptive. A model scoring a 30 was given a bar the exact same height as one scoring a 69. For the community, this didn't feel like a typo. It felt like a deliberate attempt to mislead them, and it just shattered whatever trust was left. Section 2, the deeper story. Because, the technical glitches, they don't fully explain the sheer intensity of the anger. This whole backlash really revealed something profound about the relationship we're all starting to form with these artificial minds. And this is where the story gets really fascinating. Right in the middle of this firestorm, CEO Sam Altman revealed a deeper concern he had. He wasn't just worried about bugs, he was worried about the powerful emotional attachments users were forming and the company's responsibility if a vulnerable person started using the AI to reinforce their own delusions. Ultimately, the anger wasn't about losing a piece of software. It was about the loss of a relationship. You had people talking about the AI like a friend or a trusted advisor. This was maybe the first large-scale example we've ever seen of what happens when millions of people form a genuine bond with an AI, only to have it suddenly and carelessly taken away. Okay, Section 3, the aftermath.
Faced with a full-on user revolt, OpenAI had to act, and they had to act fast. So, what was their response?
Their response was swift, and it was decisive. First, they came out and publicly acknowledged the feedback. Then they took real action. They brought back the beloved older model for their paying users, they massively increased the message limits, and they promised to fix GPT-5's personality, vowing to make it warmer.
And to understand just how seriously they took this threat, just look at this number. The weekly message limit for their top model went from just 200 at launch to 3,000. That's a 15-fold increase. It was a massive concession that signaled they had heard the community loud and clear.
This whole saga leaves us with a fundamental question about the future. It proved that a passionate community can actually force a tech giant to completely reverse course. So as AI gets woven deeper into our work and our emotional lives, who really holds the power? The creators who design it, or the community that gives it life? That's a question we're all going to be answering together.